Hello, everybody. My name is Caitlin Keenan, and I am one of the librarians here at Royal Roads University. And today in this short video, I want to show you how to use Statista's Global Consumer Survey to find out psychographic information about consumers that you might want to pursue as part of your business and marketing courses. So we're starting on the library homepage, and I'm going to scroll down to find this database from the Access the A to Z database list. I'm going to navigate to S and go right to the bottom where we have Statista Global Consumer Survey. So this is a survey that Statista does several times a year with countries all over the world and in multiple languages. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you go in here is choose the country that you're interested in. For our purposes, we're going to go with Canada, but there are lots of different things to explore. It's very important. I want to highlight this right off the bat. It's very important you choose your country first. Everything else, all of the questions that you have available to you, are dependent on the country that the survey that took place in. So do that first. You can see you can choose from many different times the survey was taken. So if you want to see changes through time for your target group, then that's a possibility. And if you're interested in the survey details, you can check those out there. All right, so what we're going to do is we want to find the questions that we're interested in answering along the side here under survey items. We're going to put those in our rows, and then we're going to build in the groups that we're interested in seeing information about using our columns. So the first thing we want to do is either browse through here to find the information we're interested in, or I can search. So let's say I'm interested in people who are interested in organic foods and health foods generally. So I'm going to start by just typing in the word organic, and I'll see all the different survey questions where that word comes up. So maybe I'm interested in attitudes towards food. So I'm going to click on that, and you'll see it's shown up in the row down here. So if I scroll down, here are the answers that are the questions that are asked as part of that question and the different responses that we get from different people. So if I wanted, I could see more question details, and you can see up here the selection of respondents I'm working with. So they have about 12,000 respondents in Canada out of a population of 23.7 million people. And that's presumably within the age range. So I think it's something like age 15 to age 65 are the people that they talk to. Okay, so that's a great first pass, but what I'm interested in is seeing how different people of different ages answer this question. So to do that, I need to add some demographic information. So there's two ways to do this. The first thing I could do is go back into my survey items here. I'm going to open up characteristics and demographics, go into demographics, and there are all these different choices I can make. So I'm going to choose age life stages. And when I click on that, it's going to automatically add it to a row. So I'm going to see, if I scroll down, I'll see that as a separate answer in a row. But what I want to do is I want to get a cross comparison between these two categories. I want to see how people in different life stages answered their attitudes about food. So to do that, I'm going to drag it into the column. Now I have age in my columns, attitude towards food in my rows. If I scroll down, you can see how that works out. So now it's breaking it down. I can see the total number of people who responded in each category, and then for each age group, how did people answer? And I can scroll across to see the different responses. There are a few different ways that I can change the way this is showing up. If you click here, I can see the absolute number of people and as well as the percentage if I want to choose that. And I could display this as a heat map if I wanted, so it'll get darker when more people have made a certain response or lighter. So different ways you can display the information. Okay, so that's a good way to compare across groups. Let's say I'm interested in a specific target group. I want to know how millennial women who are single responded to this attitude towards food question. I can build myself a target group that has multiple different demographic and other pieces of information taken into account. And the way I'm going to do that is to go down here to target groups. So that's going to close up the survey items, open target groups. There are some predefined target groups, but I can create custom target groups as well. So I've already created this group, but I'll show you how that works. So I would click create target group, and let's name this one. I've got let's have millennial women in a relationship. Okay, and now I can choose which items I want in my target group. So I'm going to open characteristics and demographics, and I want to add women to my selection. I'm interested in millennial women, so I'm opening aged generations. I'm going with millennials. And then I want to know about their relationship status as well. So I'm going to go for in a relationship. So now I've got a custom group that is millennial women in a relationship. So I'm going to save and close. And now that target group will show up here. So now I can add this. And if I click this one in, oh, actually, I'm going to get rid of this one first because I don't want both at the same time. So I'm going to remove life stages and I'm going to add this one. It automatically shows up in the filter, which means now all I'm seeing are the responses for millennial women in a relationship. I could also pull it over here to columns. And now I'm going to see millennial women as well as the total. So I can compare how those numbers are different. One thing to point out when you're building a target group, so if I click into my target group and I edit it, you can see down at the bottom, it's going to tell you how many people are in your category that you've created. So I have 1,317 respondents that correspond to this group that I've created. That's fine. If I went much more granular than that, you can go really granular with this, right? You can add all sorts of information about these people, but that number of people in the group is going to get smaller and smaller because it's a narrower section of the people surveyed who fit that category. You want to make sure you're not getting this too small, or the data that you're getting, the statistics are not going to be valid. So just a note of caution when you're creating groups. So those are the main things I have to say about the Global Consumer Survey. I recommend trying out this tool. It has some really interesting information. Dig into those survey items and see what might be relevant to you. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us at the library.